The world watches with bated breath. The United States, the traditional guarantor of global stability, finds itself at a crossroads. The potential return of Donald Trump to the political stage has injected a degree of uncertainty into the international system. President Biden and the G7 allies are working feverishly to solidify commitments and present a united front. The stakes have never been higher. The future of global order hangs in the balance. The current geopolitical landscape is fraught with challenges. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, fueled by Russian aggression, has destabilized Eastern Europe and sent shockwaves throughout the world. The rise of China, with its burgeoning economic and military might, poses a long-term challenge to the established world order. Against this backdrop of uncertainty, the actions of the United States and its G7 partners take on added significance. The conflict in Ukraine has galvanized the Biden administration into action. Russia's invasion of its sovereign neighbor has been met with widespread condemnation from the international community. The United States, in concert with its G7 allies, has imposed crippling sanctions on Russia, targeting its financial institutions, key industries, and political elite. Military aid has flowed into Ukraine, bolstering its defenses and enabling it to resist Russian aggression.
The Biden administration's response to the Ukraine crisis is driven by a number of factors. First and foremost is the moral imperative to support a democratic nation under attack by an authoritarian aggressor. Second, the United States has a vested interest in upholding the principle of territorial integrity, a cornerstone of the international system. Third, a Russian victory in Ukraine would have dangerous implications for the security of NATO allies in Eastern Europe.
The Biden administration has made restoring America's global standing a top priority. After 4 years of America First policies under President Trump, which strained relationships with key allies, Biden has sought to repair those alliances and reassert American leadership on the world stage.
The G7 summit, hosted by Japan in May 2023, provided a platform for Biden to engage with world leaders and reaffirm America's commitment to multilateralism. The G7 summit resulted in a number of concrete deliverables. The leaders of the world's 7 largest economies pledged to continue providing support to Ukraine, both militarily and financially. They also announced new sanctions against Russia, aimed at further crippling its war effort. Beyond Ukraine, the G7 leaders addressed a range of global challenges, including climate change, global health security, and economic inequality.
Looming over all of this is the specter of Donald Trump's potential return to the White House. Trump's foreign policy, characterized by its unpredictability and disdain for traditional alliances, sent shockwaves through the international system during his presidency.
His decision to withdraw the United States from the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Climate Accord, as well as his imposition of tariffs on goods from China and other trading partners, alienated allies and undermined American credibility.
The possibility of a second Trump presidency has injected a degree of uncertainty into the international system. Allies are unsure whether they can rely on the United States to uphold its commitments. Adversaries are emboldened, sensing an opportunity to exploit divisions within the Western alliance. The Biden administration is acutely aware of these dynamics and is working to reassure allies and deter adversaries. The political moves of the Biden administration and the G7 are playing out against a backdrop of shifting public opinion. In the United States, public trust in government is at an all-time low.
The COVID-19 pandemic, the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, and the current economic uncertainty have all contributed to a sense of disillusionment and distrust.
The situation is similar in other Western democracies. The rise of populism and nationalism has fueled skepticism of globalization and international institutions. The public is increasingly wary of foreign entanglements and skeptical of the benefits of free trade.
This erosion of trust has made it more difficult for the Biden administration to rally public support for its foreign policy agenda. This shift in public opinion has made it more difficult for Western leaders to build consensus on issues like climate change and global trade. The world is at a critical juncture. The decisions made by the United States and its allies in the coming months and years will have far-reaching consequences.
The Biden administration's efforts to solidify commitments, strengthen alliances, and support Ukraine are essential to maintaining global stability.
However, these efforts are taking place against a backdrop of shifting public opinion, economic uncertainty, and the potential return of Donald Trump to the political stage.
The future is uncertain. What is clear is that the stakes have never been higher. The world is watching, waiting to see what path the United States will choose. The fate of global order hangs in the balance.